In today's video, I'll talk about the best gaming PCs that you can buy right now to play the game of Fortnite. Now this is a new series. I will be talking about the best gaming PCs for different type of games. So let me know in the comment section which game should I do next. And if your budget is not mentioned in this video, don't worry about it because in the description you have a bunch of gaming PCs for every type of budget. So if you have a lower or a higher budget than the ones mentioned in this video, you know where to go. Without further ado, let's start with the video. With the first PC, we have what I think is the bare minimum to play Fortnite at a high refresh rate, and this is the HP Pavilion Gaming Desktop 2260 XT Gaming PC, coming at $679. It's on sale right now. It used to be $780, so you're saving around $100. And I have this PC and I have two videos about it. One, it's the review, and the second one, it's the benchmarks for 9 different games. You can see the gaming performance for Fortnite there, but basically it will run at above 144 FPS on average, so I would recommend at least a 144Hz monitor for this PC, and I actually recommend you upgrading the RAM and the storage. You just have to click on customize and buy, change the RAM to 16 gigs and the storage to at least 500 gigs of SSD, and the total price if you do those upgrades will be $819 with 99 cents. Now I wouldn't go lower if I want a high refresh rate monitor, but if you want to play at 60 FPS at all times, you can get away with a $600 system, or you can even get away with this PC on the base model without the upgraded RAM. But considering that Fortnite is a high demanding RAM video game, I recommend you doing these upgrades. Believe me, your experience with this game will be much better, especially because of the 1% lows. But if you cannot do that because your budget doesn't allow it, don't worry, these are upgrades that you can make down the line when you have more money. If you know about specifications for gaming desktops, this one has GTX 1650 Super. This is a nice budget GPU, and you get the i5-11400 non-F version, which is really important, especially if you want to do some video editing, because it will help you out with render times and the preview of the video. So it's also going to be good for video editing. Then it comes with 8 gigs of RAM. Like I said before, I recommend you upgrading this, but at least it's on dual channel, so it's not going to be that terrible as if it was with one stick of 8 gigs. And then you get 256 gigabytes of SSD, which I don't think it's enough for gaming. Again, if you're just going to play Fortnite, you can get away with this, but considering that you will install more games like GTA 5, Red Dead Redemption 2, I would recommend at least 500 gigs of SSD. 1 terabyte of SSD, it's ideal, but if you cannot do that, go with 500 gigs. With the second gaming PC, we have one that has also the i5-11400, this time the F version, but it's okay because we are talking about a gaming PC that will run Fortnite. Then you get the RTX 3060, which is a huge upgrade from the 1650 Super. If you don't understand about graphics cards and stuff, basically the graphics card is the main component on a gaming desktop, and this is a huge upgrade because you get features like ray tracing, and also the performance overall will be much better. You get 16 gigs of RAM already and 500 gigs of M.2 NVMe SSD. Once again, 1 terabyte is ideal, but you can get away with 500 gigs. All of these for $999. It's on sale right now. You end up saving $400, so I recommend you buying it right now if you're looking for a gaming PC for Fortnite. Now I think the upgrade is actually a good upgrade from the last PC because you get a system integrator. This means that it's more upgradable down the line than the HP Pavilion. On the HP Pavilion, you can of course upgrade things like the storage and the RAM, but here you can also upgrade the power supply, the motherboard, and other important components. The only downside for this PC that I'm seeing is the CPU cooler, but it's the i5-11400F at the end, so it doesn't need a high-end CPU cooler. So overall, for $1,000, you're getting a gaming PC that's great for Fortnite at 1080p, high refresh rate. I would suggest a 240Hz monitor for this PC to take full advantage for Fortnite. And this one of course will be good for every single game at 1080p, 60 FPS on average at least, even the highest demanding video games. With the next one, we have one from Skytech that's selling on Amazon. This one is the Skytech Chronos Gaming PC. It has the AMD Ryzen 5 5600X, a better CPU than the 11400. You also get the RTX 3060, so same exact graphics card. You get 1 terabyte of SSD, 16 gigs of RAM at 3200 MHz, and a 600 watts 80 plus gold power supply. All of these for $1,300. $5 and you get a better CPU, more storage, and what I value the most, you get way better airflow. You get that front mesh panel with 3 fans in the front, so the airflow overall for this system is going to be superior from the previous one, and you're getting a better CPU and more storage. This one is also a system integrator, meaning that you get the upgradability of the last one, or even more, because you get that 600 watts 80 plus volt power supply. Now if you're going to change the GPU to like a 3080, then you will need a better power supply as well. You can change that of course down the line. For Fortnite, this one will be enough for 1080p 240 FPS on average, also an entry point for 1440p. So if you want a 1440p monitor for Fortnite on the lowest settings, it's going to be actually performing at around 144 FPS or even more. And if you're going to play just any game for 1440p, this one will be enough for around 60 frames per second on average on almost every single game, depending of course on the settings and the game that you're playing. And with the last PC, we have what I think is the best for Fortnite. I wouldn't go any higher than this PC, especially because we're talking about a game that's easy to run on any gaming PC. We're talking about another one from Skytech. This one is the Skytech Blaze Gaming Desktop. It has the i7-11700F, so we get an upgrade from the Ryzen 5 5600X that the previous PC had. You also get the RTX 3060 Ti version, which is way better than the 3060, and especially it's going to perform better if you want a 1440p or even a 4K monitor. This one for Fortnite 4K will be enough for 60 FPS on average. Then you get 1TB of SSD, 16 gigs of RAM at 3200 MHz once again, the 600 watts 80 plus volt power supply, and a 240mm all-in-one liquid cooler. So your CPU will be better, and it's also going to have a better cooling overall for 1600 bucks. Like I said before, I wouldn't go any higher for a gaming PC if your main game is Fortnite. If you're going to take advantage of this PC, you should be playing of course a lot of games, not just Fortnite, because for Fortnite you can get away with the last one, or even the HP Pavilion will be enough for Fortnite at 144 FPS on average. But if you want a 240 FPS experience, or you want to play at 1440p 144 FPS on average at least for Fortnite, and you're going to play higher end games like Red Dead Redemption 2 on good quality settings, then I think this one it's worth the buy. But again, like I said at the beginning of the video, if you have more money, you have a bunch of PCs down below in the description that I recommend buying. But if you want to hear about my recommendation, I have a whole video that I update at the beginning of every month, which is about the 5 best gaming PCs that I recommend you buying for different type of budgets. So if you're interested in buying a Prebuilt PC, I highly recommend you watching that video, and I highly recommend you subscribing and hitting the bell button if you found this video helpful. And there are some big things coming to the channel, like a giveaway at the beginning of April, and I will also make a subscriptions program. Don't worry, I will talk about it later, but there are some good things coming to this channel. So if you subscribe, you're really supporting me, and I will appreciate you a lot. Thank you guys for watching, thank you for the support, and I will see you on the next one.